Hello everyone, hope all are doing well. I think all of you are hale and hearty at your places. Welcome you all again in this online module of English Literature, class 12th. Dear students, as you know that we are actually taking the poem of your course, that is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. It is one of the poems in which the writer Andrew Rich wants to tell that particular woman who is suppressed and oppressed by patriarchal society, that uh, it's a hidden message to all those women that one should voice against any kinds of cruelty and oppression that has been created by the patriarchal society. Here is as such woman in front of us, and the image has been created for us. And here we will look up that particular lady with a new spectrum, with a new eye. So let's have an overview of the particular poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. So I hope all of you are having your text with you, and please read the poem before just watching my videos. I have made two videos on this particular poem. One is containing the whole theme and the idea, and this particular video will tell you the overall gist about the poem, and also we will discuss some of the important questions. So let's begin. So I have my laptop and I'm having my poem in front of me. The first very line says that Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz dinges of a world of green, that do not fear the men beneath the tree, and they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. So when we talk about this kind of themes, always there is a lot of pain, lot of miseries, a lot of sense of loss that has been described by the poet. Secondly, we have to look up the linguistic features also, what kind of figure of speeches are used by the poet and what kind of imageries has been created by the poet. So here in this poem, very simple. The main character, Aunt Jennifer, she is a sufferer, she is victimized by her husband probably. So there is a reference of an uncle and auntie. So aunt is Jennifer, and she is tortured or tormented by her husband or uncle. That's a very important part of the poem, that her married life is not very smooth, not very good. It is full of constraints. So she is in misery, she is in pain, and that particular trauma she is representing, or she got a kind of way out of it through her art. So she is describing all her pain, she is describing her miseries with the help of the art. She is fond of making the panel. She is weaving some wool on the wooden panel. She is creating a piece of art, and in her piece of art she is making the picture or the image or the portrait or the scene of a tiger. Those tigers, they look very elegant, very confident, and also they are full of vigor, force, and chivalry, that is courage. So that is again a contrast between her own condition or the mindset and the movements of the tigers. They are bright, they are just bright as topaz. So a lot of images are being created through this. And then the poet also says that there is a man beneath a tree who is watching the silent actions of these tigers. So back of the mind, the victimized aunt has a suppressed psychology, has a trauma or a fear in her mind that all her actions are monitored by some hidden persona. So he is no one else but her own husband or the uncle. So she is tormented and fearful a lot, and the tigers, who is the replica of her own hidden desires to just revolt against that oppression, So she is constantly in tension that someone is watching her movements, watching her actions, keeping her close eye on her. So this is all in the first stanza that actually gives us a view of a lady who is fearful, but she's creating tigers who are fearless. They are the inhabitant species that is they're living under the in the forest, dense forest, and they are honorable, they are well groomed, they are confident and elegantly uh, walking, and one person is beneath the tree who is watching their actions. So in the second paragraph, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through the wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. So here, when she's making the panel or the wooden craft, her hands or the fingers are fluttering due to the fear that has been created by the operations of the man in her life. So she was feeling very hard to pull that needle, and it was very heavy. So certain times in life when you are when you're feeling like you are neglected or suppressed or dumbed, then all those things around you, probably maybe your relations or maybe your foundations, you feel a kind of repulsion with those relation. And here the same thing is happening in her life, that she is feeling burdensome with her constrained married life, which is not happy at all. So Aunt Jennifer is very much in trouble. She is fearful. She is full of fear and trauma, and that is how it is very hard for her to pull the needle also. And then, when Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie. So, life is mortal. Here, mortality of life is being described here. So she says, the poet says that she will die one day, but the trauma or you know the pain that has been created by the patriarchal society, it will last forever, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. So it is prolonged. After death also this pain will last. Ordeals means restrictions, compulsions that has been created for a woman. So it is a universal theme, not for a one woman we are talking about, but women in general. So the tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So voice of a woman who is actually tortured by her husband, she is giving the bold voice to those women who are actually suffered a lot in their lives. And she says at last that though I will be not there in my life will be ended one day, but my panel, my art piece, it will be there to give my message that one should always proudly, unafraidly, fearlessly walk in their lives, face the traumas, struggles, and bury that fear, because fear is all mental and one should always face it and come out of that particular trauma and tormented psyche. So this is how the poem comes up with a positive note, ends up with a positive note. It suggests that the married life is not good. The unbreakable bond of marriage between husband and wife always represents love, but here no love is there. Ordeals crushed and suppressed her. So the poem addresses the experiences of marriage, and she is ringed, means she had a lot of conventions and boundaries probably created by the husband. She's surrounded by lots of obligations here. So Aunt Jennifer, which has been created by Andrin Rich here, is a symbolic poem. The massive weight of wedding band is very much symbolical here, with the constraints of married life and unpleasant experience that she has been sharing with her husband, and those difficulties she got in her married life, but the tigers in the panel are just opposite. The reason is obvious that the reason of her unhappy marriage is obvious, that this person in her life was very suspicious, was very crafty, and dominating. So patriarchal society, dominance of male dominated society is being picturized here, and a lot of poetic devices like symbolism and imaginary imagery is created. The effective use of alliteration and sleek chivalric certainty is there, and terrified hands, ringed and audials create oppression. So captive, she was in the captivity probably, and she wanted to come out of it. These difficulties are portrayed by the poet very nicely. Hardships and sufferings were the part of her life, but at last she said that one should, I want to remove this particular thing, and her image of a tiger symbolizes the courage, hidden courage and elegance, and a confident walk that she wanted to do in entire life. So I hope you got the idea. For further understanding, please refer my notes and can ask your queries during the doubt session. Thank you. Have a nice day, and please do write your notes in your copies. Good day ahead. Thank you.